Greetings once again, it's Apple Stump Bushcraft Stuff and Things, coming to you from deep inside my tent, where I'm making a new video today about one of my day packs. This will be a day hiking pack, primarily designed to provide some water and some emergency supplies if I should happen to not be able to get back to my car or back to the campsite. I have several different packs. I'm going to be reviewing them on subsequent videos. But this is the second of my day packs that I have. I reviewed another one on a previous video. This one here I've had for about 30 years. The contents of the pack have varied over time, but the pack itself remains the same. It's been very durable. Haven't had any tears or problems with any of the zippers or anything like that in all these years, so I still count it among my most reliable packs. So here we go. Okay, so here you could probably see the name on the pack is Outdoor Products, made in the USA. This is not a major brand of outdoor equipment, but I have had it for at least 30 years. It's one of my go-to day packs. It's around about a foot from side to side, probably about 6 inches across, packed the way it is, and it's around 5.5, 6 inches tall. It has 2 outside compartments. These are just right for Nalgene bottles. They can also hold other things, as we'll see. It has one outside zipper compartment and then the main compartment in the middle. On the back side it has a really nice and comfortable fleece kind of covering. It has an adjustable waist strap. Right now I have a water bottle on. Has a pretty nice covering on it. Pops out, it holds a liter of water. The inside of the holder is lined with a mylar type or a foil type insulation, so it will keep things temperature controlled for a while. Has a pop-up spout for sipping. Top unscrews. So that's that part. It has 2 side panels here that kind of wrap around your waist or around your middle if you wear it as a hip pack, which is what I do, or a butt pack. And the straps are very easily adjustable. They have a very strong buckle. So without any further ado, let's get into what's in there. On this side, for this particular season, I just put in a little bit of food. So here we have a can of Vienna sausages, and I think there's 8 of them in there. These are really good trail food. They're easy to eat. The containers are useful later on if you need to for boiling some water or making a little tea, things like that. And I put 2 of them in there. This is denatured alcohol. And there's about 6.5, 7 ounces in there, maybe 8. So inside of this side pocket, and this is a little stove I made out of, guess what, a Vienna sausage tin. And it's an alcohol burner. It works quite well. I've used it to prepare entire meals on before. And it's very thrifty on fuel and very lightweight, weighs a fraction of an ounce. And if you lose it or step on it, you don't have to worry too much because they're quite easy to make, and a tin of Vienna sausages costs 50 cents, so not too shabby. This is a small soup can. This holds about 12 ounces. I can boil water in this if I need to purify water. I can also put the Vienna sausages in there, put this on top of the alcohol stove, like so, and heat it up. So that's what I carry in this side pocket. And they nest right inside of each other, like so. I put the fuel inside of there, tighten that drawstring up, and they're not going anywhere. Let's take a look at what's in the front. So inside, first of all, I'm just going to go from top to bottom, no particular order of importance. This is a signaling light. So white light, like so. And then there's a blue light. May not be showing up very well. And then a third press of the button makes the blue light flash. And there's a way of using this as a signal. Put the blue one on, spin it around by the lanyard. At night that's quite effective in drawing attention. One of the videos I have planned to make is how effective different types of signaling are during the day and at night, using flashlights, mirrors, strobes, and lasers. Next I have a headband. This is meant for a mini mag light, and inside it I have a cigarette lighter, which is made for starting fires. I have used this headband on hunting trips where we got out, got up in the morning, got out in the woods well before daylight, and had to negotiate the trails through rather dense forest using a mini mag light in that headband. It worked quite nicely, and it left my hands free for negotiating the trail, pushing bushes out of the way, and at times having to climb hand over foot. You have about 25 feet of paracord here. This is a magazine carrier, but it's not a magazine in there, it's a knife. This knife has several functions. One obviously is a knife. It has a serrated, partially serrated and partially plain edge. It's kind of a combination clip point and drop point. It has a hole, not a thumb stud, but a hole in the base of the blade just ahead of the jimping, and that's how you open it. So that's one function of it, cutting tool. Another function there, it has a very nice bright LED flashlight. It comes in very handy for finding your way at night on the trail. It's quite bright at night, and it's also good for reading if you need to do some reading or journaling. And the third function of it is there's a ferro rod. I'm not going to strike sparks in here because I don't want to burn a hole in my sleeping bag. It's ferro rod on one end, flashlight on the other. It's held securely in place with a O-ring, and it's not going to fall out of there. Inside of this pouch I also have a short piece of fat wood. So here I have everything I need to make a fire. So this is also a fire making kit, along with being a cutting tool and a flashlight. Very handy. Here's a little tea bag, cinnamon stick tea, one of my favorites. A nice pick-me-up on the trail. Again, this is just for day hiking purposes. It's not designed to keep me for days and days out in the woods. Space blanket. It's a standard Mylar emergency survival blanket. And this is a Coleman Altoids tin type survival kit. So what it comes with is the standard 1x3 inch. There's 4 small ones, 2 butterflies, 2 spot bandages, 2 knuckle bandages, 3 antiseptic wipes, 2 sting relief pads, 1 2-inch safety pin, 1 smaller 1-inch safety pin, a couple of antibiotic ointments, a razor blade, and the tin itself. I'm kind of a fan of that type of first aid kit. This is a kit I made from a smokehouse almond tin. This paper that's taped around the circumference of the tin has a list of the contents. It slides off of there. There's about 3 feet of duct tape wrapped around there. On the bottom there's a section of an emery board, double-sided. So that's my survival kit, the primary one. Spoke earlier about a mag light. This is my mag light, and it's a twist on, twist off. This has a krypton bulb in it. This is not LED. I do have an LED kit for it, but I find this to be quite handy. It casts a different kind of light than LED light is. Anyway, and there's a little ring on the bottom of it, can be used for a lanyard ring. So this will go on my belt. The light itself can be put into that headlamp holder quite easily, and as I said before, it works well. I've used it on hunting trips in that configuration very successfully. You have a nickel-plated brass match holder. It has a gasket in the top, so it's watertight essentially, and there's a little cotton ball or part of a cotton ball in there, and those are strike anywhere matches inside. Another way to start a fire. I've actually encountered hypothermia before on a hunting trip, and probably would have died if I didn't have this with me, and the makings several ways to make a fire. So Way to start a fire. Very handy to have. And the last thing I have in here is a Gerber Bear Grylls knife. So there's another cutting tool right there. And last thing in here is this is Gorilla Tape, another form of duct tape, but it's thicker than regular duct tape, and this is about a foot to 18 inches of it wrapped around a credit card size plastic. Alright, let's talk about the primary compartment. First up, what I have in the primary compartment is an assortment of hot drink mixes, and it's primarily hot chocolate or cocoa for the drinks, and then there's a couple of packets of instant oatmeal in there, so I can have a little high energy, high carbohydrate snack on the trail, re-energize myself if I need to. And that also is something I can heat up and pretty good when it's hot. This is the medical kit I made on a previous video, and this has the things in it that were featured on that video. I won't go into them now if you want to check it out. It's a few videos back. I showed how I made some little tubes out of soda straws and put different types of ointments and creams in them. And then there are also other items in here. This is a little self-contained dispenser of toilet tissue. This happens to be Coleman's brand, and it's called Tissue on the Go. But you can feed the paper through here and rip it off just like you would normally a toilet paper roll. It has no cardboard in the middle, and it's biodegradable. Good for use on the trail, for fire starting, or for toilet use. This is an Mre pouch. It can be used for carrying water, it can be used for stuffing tinder into, and it can be used as a container for any number of other purposes. This is emergency drinking water by Datrex. I have 2 of those in there, so that's a total of about 8 ounces. But this is just a little emergency supply. This is another kit. This is primarily aimed at fire starting and cooking. So there's a small German folding stove in there that takes dry fuel tablets. There's a tea light candle in there. There's some fatwood sticks in there, and a few other fire starting items. I sealed this off with a heat vacuum sealer. I didn't vacuum seal it, but I did seal it off so it's watertight. And this is actually the flameless ration heater pouch from an MRE. And last but not least, for shelter, I have a 9 by 12 foot, 2 mil thick plastic painter's drop cloth. One last thing, quite essential, an MRE spoon. So if I want to make some oatmeal, I want to stir up my hot chocolate, that's the tool for doing that. So I hope you enjoyed or got something out of it, a look at my vintage butt pack. This is one of my reliable ones. As I said, this is my go-to. I have other ones, and we'll be featuring them on coming editions of Apple Stump Bushcraft Stuff and Things. I wouldn't hesitate to go out anytime on a hunt or a trail hike with this pack. It has saved my life on at least one other occasion, and I would trust it to do so again. I appreciate you watching today, and feel free to make any comments or ask any questions. Appreciate a thumbs up if the video was enjoyable or helpful, and we'll see you next time on another episode of Apple Stump Bushcraft Stuff and Things. Thanks for watching.